WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Not sure about this one, how rare and exotic it is. Benromach, Contrasts, Peat, Smoke. Now, this is the vintage 2014. It was bottled on the 4th of May 2023. 46%, non-chilled filtered. It says it very, very small down here in the bottle. I couldn't find it, but I might just be blind. And the interesting thing about this contrast is Benromach usually belongs to Gordon MacPhail, usually distill around 12 ppm. This time they said as a contrast, we're going to put the peat smoke and dial that up 57 ppm. So usually in the industry, anything above 50 is heavily peated. Now I have a bottle here. This is going to be my comparison. This also says heavily peated, and it's 40 ppm. So it might be anything above 35. Now Einhorn means a unicorn. And of course, whiskey.de, for you maybe whiskey.com, Horst and the son Ben, they brought out this 10-year-old peated whiskey. Now, this was Agnes Dundee. They actually created this, so there is a lot of peated Tommental in here. All right, so it is 10 years old. It is natural color. It is non-chilled filtered. It is 46%. This is €49.90, 10 years of age. This is $59.90, 8 years of age. It actually says aged 8 years in oak. All right, so they used bourbon casks, and then they put it in first fill sherry casks. Now, I always have a little bit of a question mark when I hear first fill sherry. What type of sherry? Is it Pedro Jimenez? Is it Phenol? Is it maybe Palo Cortado? Probably 90 to 95% probability is going to be Oloroso. So that's just fine there. The colors are not fair. If you just look at this nice reddish color, and this is pale. This has a lot more of our sherry influence here. I do like the packaging. I do like the red on Benromach. I know there's some people who've been around whiskey much, much longer than I've been that go, oh, I just love those old Benromachs with the handwriting, basically, on the bottles. And it was just their favorite thing, and they switched it. And it was like, no, I hate it. And I must admit from the very beginning, I liked these. These were like, oh, this was very crisp and clean and modern, but not ultra modern, but just up to date and very, very well done. So over here in Germany, the Benromach 15 is something that many, many people really, really like. It's one of the most often recommended whiskeys that I have seen for a while. And every once in a while, we get a special Germany limited edition. And Benromach, as far as I can remember, I've never actually gone, oh, look, it's Germany. Let's give them some sulfured casks. No, we usually get some very nice first fill bourbon casks. The importer over here in Germany for Benromach they still might be with Schlumberger. They would always pick out very, 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 very nice things. All right, I was just looking to make sure I had my facts and figures here right, and I found a business report for last year, 2022. Benromach had a fairly good year. So their export went from 13.8 million pounds to 24.4 million pounds, and so that the entire turnover increased 9.8% all the way up to 37.4 million pounds. So that's also kind of interesting here. Basically, more or less 2/3 of everything that they have as turnover is export market driven. All right, so the volume as well as the increased by 15%. Now, what was interesting is that the profit before taxes went down. 2021, it was 13.9 million pounds, which is kind of interesting, all right? So you have 37.4 million pounds of turnover, and yet you have 13.9 million Although this last year, 2020, they had 10.4 million. So it dropped by 3.5 million due to higher costs for energy and for raw materials. But still, that's a 20-25% profit range there. Not bad, not bad. So very, very, very good here for Benromach. All right, so let's smell, let's taste, let's review, and let's talk about this. Now, I do not get heavily peated 57 ppm. That's the very first thing. If I go over here, we have 40 ppms, and that just kind of bam, the peat smoke is evident. Here, it's subtle, it's subdued, it's actually well integrated. I would have said this has something around 20 to 30 ppm max, more 20 than 30. It has a little bit of a smokehouse moment. Think of an old smokehouse where you have hams and things like that in there, and you have a nice little berry, forest berries, currants, forest strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, just red berries. And those are even a little bit with candied red berries. Very, very, very nice. Vanilla, caramel, nice. So on the back of the box, there is a little bit of information. Sweet vanilla and stewed fruits aroma with citrus and summer berry flavors. Finishing with peat, smoke, and ginger. All right, those are actually fairly nice tasting notes there. Let's try that. 46%, non-chill filtered. No mention anywhere that I can find of natural color, but hey, it is natural color. Benromach, please put it on the bottle. Please put it on the box. The bottle is the contract with the customer. So here, somewhere we need to have non-chilled filtered natural color on here. That would make my and our day. Made by hand for genuine character. Yeah. Handmade at the Benromach Distillery. Founded in 1898, if I read the date correctly here. Yep. Cheers. Mm-hmm. This is one of the whiskeys where now I'm not the peat head, but this is one of the whiskeys where I go, oh, that's well made. Wonderfully integrated. I think the 46% perfect. Thank you. I wish all the products here from Benromach would have at least 46%. I wish all the products would be non-chill filtered natural color. But the I just don't get the 57%, 57 ppm. On the 57 ppm, there's a lot more of a sherry than there is of a peat smoke moment. The contrast here, peat smoke, this is the first one that actually has been with a sherry cask finished. If I go over here to Whiskybase 232553, one person has written a review so far. He says here, I think it's a he, first impressions are that it is different from the previous batch. There has been a batch of contrast as well, which is understandable as this is a sherry finished as opposed to a full sherry maturation on the previous expression. So I like that they're trying different things and figuring things out. He says leather, earthy peat, get that, dusty oak, stewed orchard fruits, darker fruits, engine oil, don't get that, dark malt, old parchment, interesting, do not get that, an extinguished candle, yes. I would never have thought of that as a tasting note, but yes, that smell there, that candle, that's what I get. Oranges, water brings forward more orchard fruit. I didn't put any water in this. And also some tropical fruits, interesting. Delightful already, and the whiskey will probably evolve a little bit here. This is a B- C+ whiskey for me. Value for money, it's a solid C. Now, even today, it's like, wait, Jason, this is 49, this is 59.90. is that the price we have to pay for what we want? Do we have to pay today 60 euros to get an age statement, 8 years, 46%, non-chilled filtered, natural color, let's assume, and a sherry cask, first fill sherry maturation with peat? And I'm going to go, unfortunately, probably yeah. Now, there are some Finlagans out there. There's a Skara bus out there. Are any of these really sherry-driven Finnish products? There's Ugidal. Well, that's the question. What does an Ardbeg Ugidal cost at the moment? So, Ardbeg, not that it's actually in that perfect comparison range. An Ugidal is going to set you back 65 euros. So this is 5 euros cheaper than Ugidal. It is 57 ppm. Ugidal is 50 ppm. And it does have that sherry goodness going on in there. I've asked a lot of people on my life. It's just like, all right, what is this? Ugidal is 90% ex-bourbon, 10% sherry casks. It makes it a little bit complexer and fruitier compared to the 10-year-old. I've asked many people if you could take like one whiskey on an island. Oh, Jason, that's easy. Ardbeg Ugidal. If I had to take a peated whiskey with me, it might be this. So I really, really enjoyed that. Let's see what the water did. I like it better without. So, first question, what is your favorite Benromach product? Second question, what is your favorite peat and sherry bottling? And third question is, what is for you heavily peated? Is it above 35, 40, above 50? What is heavily peated? It does say here on the back, heavily peated. And it does give us the 57 ppm. This says heavily peated, and it's only 40. Just a little tiny comparison, like, here. More of the lemon peel, more of the orange, and the wonderful wild forest berries. Over here, you have a little bit of a tartness going on in there, and there's more of a peat smoke. This is Highland smoke, almost even a little bit of rubbery moments going on in here. If I had put engine oil any place, it would have been here, not here. That extinguished candle, I really, really like that. Good stuff. And as I've said before, and I'll say it again, I'm not the peat head, but I do Benromach, Taliska, Port Ree, Highland Park. That's where I like to be, and it's not the ppm level, it's what they do with their whiskeys and how they make the cuts and how they actually create a wonderful product like this. Thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing. Hopefully you'll be able to find the Benromach Contrasts Peat Smoke Sherry Cask finished product sometime real soon. Whiskey Jason, thank you. Bye-bye.